Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card using Happiest of Birthdays. You're going to love the 2 or 3 little techniques that I've used on this fairly simple card, and if you'd like to see it in other colors, you can hop on over to my blog when you're done. The link will be in the description below. So let me set this aside and we'll get started. For this card, we're going to use the Happiest of Birthdays sentiment set. And to get started, you'll need a piece of Whisper White, and I've got my silicone craft sheet and one of my new water painters. I really love this broad-tipped brush, and the cinnamon cider ink pad. Need to give it just a little more squeeze and transfer a little bit of ink to the lid, and let's squeeze some water in here. Okay. And I want it on the brush but not too deep of color, so then we're just going to do a light brush across. And there's our background. So let's set that aside to dry and move this out of the way. Going to leave our ink pad here. Oops. Let's add a stripe while we're striping to the bottom of the inside layer. And we'll set that aside. Now we're done with the striping. And push this in. And then I've got my piece of vellum here that I've cut with one of the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And my stamp set already set up. And let's open up my clear embossing powder over here to the side. So, when your ink pad is really juicy, like a brand new ink pad is, you don't even need any Versamark if you work quickly. And that's what we're going to do today. So, since vellum doesn't really absorb ink, it sits on the top, it stays wet longer. So we've got that time that we need to sprinkle it with the clear embossing powder. And then I'm going to step aside and use my heat tool and heat this. And now we're ready to put this card together. I've used the balloon punch to punch pieces from the 2020-2022 In Color Designer paper pack. And I've got a cinnamon cider card base. And we're going to put this piece inside. And then I'm going to use the new Stampin' Seal on the back of this piece that we've watercolored. And the reason that I'm using the Stampin' Seal is because it needs to be held down a little more, and I don't want to put multi-purpose glue all the way out at the edges. So this will give me a nice flat layer. And then I've got this piece here that we stamped and embossed on the vellum, and my silicone craft sheet again, and a sponge dauber. And we're going to start by lining these up, sort of a dry fit. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I prefer to check and see how things are going to fit before I start doing adhesive. Okay, I want to bring this up just a little bit, and then this. Okay, So we're going to use multi-purpose glue on these two guys. Oops. And let's tuck them in here. Sounds like the fireworks may have started. Okay. And then we need to put this piece down. And it's vellum. And as you may know, there's always a question about how to stick vellum without the adhesive showing through. So this is how I do it. You may have already seen this in one of my One Simple Trick videos. So we're just going to sponge this all over. Make sure you're not leaving any heavy lines. Okay. I do keep a dauber just for glue. You may be able to see that I've got it labeled glue, and that way I'm not worrying about possibly sticking that in an ink pad or some other technique and messing up the ink pad or the technique. So let me set these out of the way, and I need a dimensional on the back of this balloon, and then I've got a piece of the copper foil and my paper snips hanging out over here, and I'm just going to cut a diagonal here and lay down a piece of tear and tape. Does your workspace get like this as you near the end of a project? You've got it gets messy. I keep trying not to be that way, and it's not working. So let me pick a couple of these things up. And then I've got this Magenta Madness in color ribbon, and we're just going to create a ruffle here on the tear and tape. And you're just pushing it forward and then folding it over. Kind of making little loops in it. And it's okay if it's a little messy. They don't have to be perfect little loops. Okay. And then grab a couple of dimensionals here. Oops. It would be good if I check to make sure this is straight and then come all the way over here to the edge where I want it. Okay. And let's pop these out of the way, and I'm going to add a couple of pearl basic jewels. All of the products that I'm using today are current in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and you can purchase them in my store through the link below the video in the description. Thanks for stopping by today. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker of theartfulinker.com. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you would like to be notified of the next videos that I upload. Have a great day. Bye.